Well, joining us now to discuss about another matter is Captain Bish Johnson, who is a former U.S. Army officer. And we're discussing the recent developments concerning the military saying that they've neutralized some Boko Haram commanders. What were your thoughts when you heard the particular news?
Well, it's no longer, it's not news. They've been taken out commanders of the battlefield. So it won't be, a spectacular news that some commanders had been taken off the battlefield. The military continues to take out people from the battlefield. The more they take them off the battlefield, the better for the country, because it makes it more expensive for more costly for people to join the set, and makes it much more difficult for them to be able to plan and carry out attacks.
You've been following what's been going on with the war against Boko Haram, I'm sure.
Right.
What do you make? What are your assessments of it, coming from the outside and looking on the inside, especially now that you live in Nigeria?
Okay.
What has been your assessment so far? Are you impressed, or do you think more can be done?
Well, there's usually room for improvement in every situation. I think that the Nigerian military has learned over the course of this whole campaign. Initially, when they began, they didn't have much of that experience. As you well know, that terrorism is a new thing, new phenomenon that came to Nigeria. So, but as time went on, they were able to get more experience, acquire more military hardware, conduct more trainings, and they improved. So I would say that I am impressed. Progress has been made, but there's still a lot of challenges. And those challenges still persist. And as long as those challenges still persist, we will have to continue to do what we can to continue to degrade the set.
What would you be looking for them to do? I mean, what areas would you want them to focus on to address challenges?
It's intelligence, intelligence, intelligence. There is no military operation that goes without intel. So you have to have intelligence before you can carry out any activity. So I will recommend that we continue to invest in intelligence operations, recruit more personnel, acquire more intelligence capabilities, and more importantly, we should get Nigerians involved. The best source of intelligence is human intelligence, and so this is the area that we have not done quite significantly well. We have not been able to get Nigerians involved in this fight. We have been asking them to get involved, but we have not created the conducive environment for them to get involved. For example, if I'm walking on the road now and I see something that is out of the ordinary, who do I call? There's no one small, simple number that you can call. Say, for example, 911, or say, for example, 1-800 call the FBI, or say, for example, 1-800 the U.S. Army. We don't have those kind of stuff. I was opportune to visit a police station one day, I think in the Gariki area, and I saw a whole bunch of, telephone numbers. Say, if you see something, hear something, call any of these phone numbers. You and I know that that is impossible. With the technology, nobody memorizes anybody's phone number. You just go to your contact list and you get the number. So what we need is to find a way to have an emergency line that works. I saw there was a time they wrote out 112 or 122, but when you call it, it does not work. So what you have to do is to get it to work.
Have you called it before?
I have tried it. I've tried that. I've tried the 112. I even tried the one for the road safety. They'll just put you on hold for several hours. So that is not an emergency line. An emergency line is once you call it, there will be a dispatch, and you report what the emergency is. The dispatch should be a trained person that understands every emergency situation and who should be able to respond to that particular situation. We should not have an emergency line, one for Army, one for police, one for NEMA, one for road safety. Is going to get out of control and it will be confusing. It should be just one number. Let the trained professionals determine what type of emergency it is and direct the particular agency or institution that is supposed to handle that kind of emergency.
These are little things, but they go a long way. You just talked about intelligence,
Yes.
And definitely these things will have impact. In what areas would you say that these failings, these little failings, are becoming obvious? How do they show up in the larger battle against Boko Haram?
Well, the fact that Boko Haram still persists in spite of all the investment that has been made in that area means that we have not done a wonderful job in trying to get Nigerians involved. We have to get Nigerians involved. We have to get them, because what happened is that when they took over, when they recovered those territories that Boko Haram previously occupied, what they did was quickly dissolved into the society and begin to carry out this asymmetric warfare that we're seeing right now. And they don't live in space, they live with people.
Well, Captain Johnson, I'm afraid I have to ask you to please hold your thoughts for us, so you'll be allowed to complete that question when we come back from this break. Please stay with us.
Thank you.